So there was a break, and I believe that you all are now more fresh to discuss, and I'll not take much time, and I will again just would like to deconstruct it, but I don't know if it becomes longer. So the topic is nearly all men can stand adversity, but to test the character of man, give him power. Now this is a very old saying. ठीक है, saying क्या है? saying ये है कि real character of man is not tested in adversity. जब एडवर्सिटी में तो रियल कैरेक्टर टेस्ट होता ही होता है, लेकिन असली कैरेक्टर पता चलता है when person has power. क्यों? Because Lord Acton has said that power corrupts and absolute power corrupts absolutely. So everyone cannot handle power, and it takes lot of power of character to handle the power. ठीक है, तो ये कहा जाता है कि उस इंसान का वास्तविक चरित्र क्या है, दो चीजों में पता चलता है, एडवर्सिटी में, क्योंकि एडवर्सिटी में पता चलता है आपका रियल कैरेक्टर, मतलब आपके कैरेक्टर की कुछ क्वालिटीज, कि आप में करेज है, आप में क्या स्ट्रेंथ है, क्योंकि हिस्ट्री इज फुल ऑफ सच एग्जाम्पल्स where the persons who had power, they tend to misuse power. Okay, and that is why in political philosophy the most important concern has been the management of power. ठीक है, जिसने पावर को मैनेज कर लिया with dignity, with humbleness, that person will rule the world. ठीक है, जैसे हम फिर बुद्धा की बात कर सकते हैं, तो बुद्धा में क्या है? बुद्धा ने पावर, द इमेंस पावर बुद्धा हैड, द इमेंस पावर गांधी हैड, बट what is the feature of their character? Their humbleness. Vidya dadati vinayam, vinay dadati patratam. ठीक है, तो एक इंसान का क्या, ऐसे कहा जाता है ना कि जो इंसान है, मान लीजिए अध जल गगरी छलकत जाए और भरी गगरिया चुपके जाए, यानी जिसके अंदर ग्रेविटी है, क्योंकि कैरेक्टर जो है वो ग्रेविटी है, और जिसके अंदर ग्रेविटी है वो कब पता चलती है? वो तब पता चलती है कि जब आप पावर का इस ढंग से इस यूज कर जाएं कि मतलब ये तो बहुत ही इम्पॉसिबल एंड वेरी डिफिकल्ट टास्क है कि आप पावर के होते हुए यू डोंट गेट एरोगेंस. ठीक है, तो इट इज अबाउट हैंडलिंग पावर, और अगर पावर को हैंडल करना है तो और भी बहुत सारी क्वालिटीज चाहिए. मैंने कई बार बताया कि जो फिलॉसफिकल एसेज होते हैं वो दो तरीके के आते हैं, एक तो जिसमें कॉन्सेप्ट बेस होता है, और दूसरा वो वाले आते हैं जिसमें कोई ना कोई एक मॉरल टीचिंग इन्वॉल्व होता है। ठीक है, तो अब है नियरली ऑल मेन कैन स्टैंड एडवर्सिटी बट टू टेस्ट द कैरेक्टर सी व्हाट ही डज विथ पावर। ठीक है, जैसे हिटलर है, तो हिटलर का कैरेक्टर कि हिटलर हिटलर है वो कब पता चला? तब नहीं जब वो पावर में नहीं था, तब जब उसको पावर दी गई और उसने पावर का मिसयूज किया। ठीक है, तो हम क्योंकि इस टॉपिक में एडवर्सिटी का एक मुद्दा है और ऐसे माना जाता है, तो हम इसको कैसे कैसे इसको ओपन अप करें? तो हम ओपन अप करेंगे कि जो ह्यूमन लाइफ है, ठीक है, ह्यूमन लाइफ है वो कैसी होगी? ह्यूमन लाइफ विल बी ऑलवेज फुल ऑफ challenges. Okay, life throws the challenges. Okay, there cannot be any life. We can give example of Ram, we can give example of Krishna. Who is a person in this world who has not faced the challenge? ठीक है, तो ह्यूमन लाइफ है, and how a person deals with the challenges of the life defines his character. Now, philosophically, you should also understand how to explain the character. What is a character? Character is the quality of your soul. The character is the moral strength. आपका कैरेक्टर आपकी फिजिकल बॉडी नहीं है. योर कैरेक्टर इज योर सोल, जो आपका स्पिरिचुअल पार्ट है, जो आपका माइंड है. एंड द बॉडी इज रिफ्लेक्शन ऑफ द सोल. जो हम एक्शन करते हैं वो गवर्न कहाँ से होते हैं? दे आर गवर्न विद द माइंड. सो our action is a reflection of our mind or our soul, or soul defines the character. Body doesn't define your character. That is just a very outer layer. तो पहले आप एक्सप्लेन करिए कि जो ह्यूमन लाइफ होगी उसमें स्ट्रगल है. इवन इफ अ पर्सन टेक्स अ बर्थ as a god. ठीक है, एंड इस स्ट्रगल को हाउ डिफरेंट पीपल हैंडल द स्ट्रगल will define the quality. Some may go into the state of depression. Fine, they may either become an ordinary person or they may become a cog in the wheel where they don't find any way out to come out. Some may have a stronger character, greater courage, greater capacity, greater emotional stability, and they will be able to handle the adversity. Are you a man of gold? Are you a man of silver? Are you a man of copper? When anybody's qualities are tested, when that person is put in a adversity. And again, to overcome adversity, what you require? You require the quality of your soul. You require your spiritual power. Fine, and spiritual power will come when you have knowledge. Fine, and if you have knowledge, you will be able to handle the power. Fine, now the real character is not just tested by your ability to adversity. जैसे in Germany, adverse scenario, there have been people who have come from very adverse background, but once come to power, they may not have been in a position to handle the power. They have repeated the same mistakes. They become a photocopy of those whom they hate, जिनके against आते हैं. So that is a story. Fine. So if you are a man of character, and you will know how to handle the power with dignity. And handling power with dignity requires you that you nourish your character, you nourish your soul. And how will you nourish the soul? What is the food for soul? Of course, knowledge. Of course, enlightenment. Fine. To err is human. To get corrupted is human. We cannot eliminate the corruption, but we can minimize the corruption. And if we want to prevent the misuse of power, we require the enlightenment of the soul, and the means is going to be education. And the education will play the role of character building, because as I said, the the Sanskrit verse, Vidya Dadati Vinayam. फाइन. सो विनय आएगा तो आप एरोगेंट नहीं होंगे. आप एरोगेंट नहीं होंगे तो आप डिसेंट होंगे, एंड यू विल नो हाउ टू हैंडल द पावर. तो आप डिस्कस कर सकते हैं कि लोगों ने स्ट्रगल किया, लोग पावर में आए. पावर में आने के बाद उन्होंने भी वो किया जो जिसके अगेंस्ट वो पावर में आए. इसलिए जो भी हमारा एजुकेशन सिस्टम है वो फोकस करना चाहिए कैरेक्टर बिल्डिंग पर, वैल्यू बिल्डिंग पर, पीपल, टीचिंग द पीपल लाइफ स्किल. Not turning power into arrogance is also a life skill. Okay, so I will just do the brief deconstruction and hopefully you get some ideas. Now, all ideas having large consequences are always simple. ये थोड़ा अच्छा सा philosophical question with depth है. All ideas having large consequences are always simple. Let me explain this. A beautiful statement. All ideas having large consequences are always simple. ठीक है. लार्ज कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस, इसका मतलब क्या है? ऐसे कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस which have impacted the large number of people, जिसके जो कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस हैं काफी बड़े रहे. लार्ज नंबर ऑफ पीपल, लार्ज प्लेस या प्लैनेट पे, ठीक है, बहुत लोगों को अफेक्ट किया, लार्ज कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस थे. और लेटर ऑन, आफ्टर ऑल सच इवेंट्स, ठीक है, we sit and ponder on these events, we contemplate, and when we contemplate means we do the resolutive compositive method, we come to very basics. तो हम आ जाते हैं at a very elemental part, यानी चीजें बहुत सिंपल हैं और they are governed by the basic elements in human nature. Fine. At times we remain confused. At times we are unable to understand. But if we will do introspection, we can find that all thing comes to some basic impulses, emotions of human nature. So things are simple. What is the reason behind the war? The reason behind the war is a passion for power, jealousy, enmity. फाइन. तो आइडिया क्या है? आइडिया तो बहुत सिंपल है. ठीक है. द रीजन फॉर द अचीवमेंट्स, बिग कॉन्सिक्वेंसेस, मैन रीचिंग टू द मून. फाइन. What made people reach to the moon? Some very basic things. You need courage. Fine. You need determination. It means if you will sit and analyze, you will find that all big things ultimately is very simple. And if we understand the grammar of life, if we understand the simple equation, we can solve the complex problems of our life very easily. That is why I always emphasize back to the basics, get to the basics. Things are simple, we make it and we make it complex. We need to understand, even if I have to do something big, my basics means it has to be simple. I need to know some simple truths. I need to know some foundational truths. Okay. Now the last question I will do. It's a very beautiful question, question number 7, which I did, and maybe if we'll come to the workshop, we will discuss more. And next is, the cost of being wrong is less than the cost of doing nothing. तो moral वाला question है, the cost of being wrong is always better than the cost of doing nothing. ठीक है. कल परसों मैंने आपको एक स्टेटमेंट दिया था, संस्कृत का स्टेटमेंट था, देवेन. I am sorry, I do not know how to write it correctly. I'm just giving your impression. मतलब एक impression बता रही हूँ. देवेन दया मिति का पुरुषा वदंती. जो कायर पुरुष होते हैं वो ये समझते हैं कि हमें जो भी मिलेगा वो भाग्य से मिलेगा. उद्योगिनम सिंह मुपैति लक्ष्मी. यानी जो उद्योगी है, जो एंटरप्राइजिंग है, जो किंग की लायन की तरह करेजियस है, उसे क्या मिलता है? उसे लक्ष्मी, सक्सेस, ऑनर, ग्लोरी मिलती है. ठीक है. तो कॉस्ट ऑफ बीइंग रॉन्ग. ठीक है. सो व्हेन देयर विल बी अ life is going to throw the challenges. You are always going to have two options, whether to do something or just wait and watch. Fine. So there are people that it is always better to do rather than sit, because Udyoginam Singh Mupati Lakshmi. Remember that. Because when you do something, when you don't do something, you do not have an option to change. Our karma theory is also emphasized on that. do karma. When you sit idle, then the things can only change from bad to worse, until unless you are extremely lucky that it turns to your favor. But when you attempt something, in order to be successful, you have to be courageous, you have to be enterprising, and you should have courage of what? You should have courage to bear the consequences of the action. When you do something, the chances you may pass, you may fail. But when you fail, you learn from your mistakes. Fine. So sometimes to do the things right, it is also essential to commit the mistakes. It means कर्म कर्मण्येवाधिकारस्ते मा फलेषु कदाचन. कर्म करिए. कर्म करने से या तो things will happen in your favor or they will go against. So things going against, it is up to you, that you may learn it and move on, or you may get scared and leave. Okay, so you can talk about the enterprising skill, the importance of doing things, the importance of karma, whether in the east or the west. And that is also the essence of the realization focused approach. You realize it, you do it, you learn it, you move it, and that is life, and that is what the life is. And life is a journey. Fine. To err is human, and to learn from the mistake makes you a better human. I interact with the students because I believe that isolation is not a good thing. We should be interacting more, and I will try, and I keep on trying to revive the public sphere. Thank you.